Welcome back to the Thrive Time Show. Have a business question? Email us today at info@thrivetimeshow.com.
All right, Thrive Nation, welcome back to the conversation. It is the Thrive Time Show on your podcast download. My name is Clay Clark. I'm the former U.S. SBA Entrepreneur of the Year. And as tradition, whenever we have a big conference here, I tend to sound a little bit hoarse. And so I got to go like Mariah Carey here the next couple days and just become a complete diva and try to minimize speaking so that when the big event comes around, I'll have a voice. But right now I've got kind of that, I'm not really sure what you would classify my voice, but I apologize for sounding a little bit hoarse, of course. But we have a question that was emailed from a Thriver. The subject line is reinvest into business or self. It says, while trying to grow, how do you balance paying the business and paying yourself? I've heard you talk about a war chest, not immediately spending too much into your business. I've also seen many business owners who run their business like a slumlord and are only taking out of their business. What is your rule of thumb, and what percentage do you reinvest in your business and also reward yourself along the way? All right, so that's a great question. So let me frame this question maybe a different way and kind of break down the 5 steps that I would advise anybody. Step number 1 is you determine your break-even point. And to our listener, you might already know your break-even point, but I would just encourage you to determine your break-even point. You want to know specifically how many transactions, how many sales, how many transactions do you need per month to break even? All right? How many transactions do you need per month to break even? Now, I'm assuming that you are breaking even. But I will give you an example of a company when we weren't. When we started Elephant in the Room, men's grooming lounge, we weren't making any money at first, and so we knew that we needed to have approximately 500 members. I can't remember the actual number right now. I don't have it in front of me right now. But we had to get to approximately 500 members in our men's grooming lounge, Elephant in the Room, before we broke even. Now, so I didn't pay myself anything until he broke even. Furthermore, my brother-in-law, he didn't pay himself anything either. So how did we live? Well, I had other sources of income, and my brother-in-law lived with me. In addition to that, I put in $2,000 a week into the business to break even for a long time, because that's what the expenses were. Then after that, you determine the number of deals. Again, if you're writing this down, step 1, determine your break-even point. That's how many transactions do you need per month to break even. Now you got to determine the number of transactions that you need to achieve your goal. The number of transactions that you need to achieve your goal. Now, again, if your goal, I'm just going to give an example. If your, let's say that your goal is to make $1,000 a week, and you own a men's grooming lounge, I approximately pay myself $3 per haircut. Approximately. Okay? Approximately. The reason why I say approximately is many times I'll choose to reinvest in excess of that. Okay? So I pay myself, for that particular business, $8,000 a month right now. So $8,000 a month, and I'm going to divide that by 3. Okay? So I have to have 2,666 haircuts a month to pay myself $8,000, right? So that's what I decided to do, is after we break even, I'm going to pay myself $3 a haircut. So as the business grows, I continue paying myself more and more and more. Now, we are significantly larger than where we were, when we started. And so at this point, I don't pay myself anything more. I capped my pay at that amount. I capped my pay at the $8,000. Well, why did I cap my pay at $8,000? Because I know the big goal. All right. So step 3 is stay committed to your big goal. Now, my big goal for me is to franchise the Elephant in the Room, because it's an awesome business model that I've been working on for years. And I want to be able to have the 3 Ps occur. I want to be able to make a great profit by helping great people, aka franchisees, who offer a great product. And so I want to be able to allow other people to achieve time and financial freedom as a result of using our business model. So to do that, to franchise, I have to buy a franchise disclosure document. I have to pay for a franchise disclosure document to be created. Now, do you know how much a franchise disclosure document costs? Do you have any idea what that costs? I mean, do you have any idea? Take a guess. Do you think it's $2,000? I mean, $5,000? Turns out they're closer to $50,000. Now, I also have to pay for franchise-related costs. Now, that would be hiring the sales team. That would be attending trade shows. That would be beefing up the website. And that's about $25,000 to get going. So in order for that to happen, I've got to make sure I got another $25,000 available. Now, also, I need to basically improve the call center, which we've already invested in, but we need to enhance the call center. And when we say enhance the call center, we need a better phone system, which we've already invested in. And the company's great. It's called clarityvoice.com, clarityvoice.com. But to do that was another $15,000 to do the total enhancements. The phone system was maybe like $5,000, but there's a lot of enhancements that have to be done. So I have to delay gratification to buy those things. Now, if you think about it, I mean, when you say $50,000, right, and you divide that by 3, I mean, so if we're paying myself $3 per haircut and I want to delay gratification, that's going to be 16,000 haircuts that it just cost in order to pay for the FDD. That's a lot of haircuts, right? I mean, that's a lot of haircuts to pay for so that's 16,000 haircuts. You think about the call center, that would be 25,000 divided by 3. We're talking about 8,333 haircuts to pay for the franchise related costs to get the thing going. You talk about the call center. The call center, that enhancement is $15,000. So you divide that by 3, and we're talking about 5,000 haircuts that are needed. So that's big, right? So that's a big thing. So if I get back to the question, I want to make sure I'm answering the question. The question reads, while trying to grow, how do you balance paying the business and reinvesting and paying yourself? I think I've outlined that. One is I determine my break-even point, and then it's not an emotional thing. It just I have to hit that break-even point. 2, I've determined the number of transactions I need to achieve my goal, right? 3, I'm staying committed to my big goal. 4, I'm staying committed. Step 4 here, and this is the next step. What I do is I make sure that I pay myself per week. I pay myself per week based upon my performa, right? So in my case, it's $3 per haircut. But then after I hit my goals, I just turn it off. I don't pay myself anymore beyond that. But it's not an emotional thing. So I pay myself $8,000 a month. That's what I pay myself. I could pay myself more, but I don't. I could pay myself less, but I don't. So that's the balance because I have agreed on it on paper, and then I've just turned it off after I hit my goals. So it says, I've heard you talk about keeping a war chest and not immediately spending too much in your business. I've also seen many business owners who run their business like a slumlord and are only taking out of their business. Well, the next thing is in my performa, okay, I pay the brand, right? I pay the brand. I automate the savings, I guess I would say. I automate the savings based upon my performa. So we have a performa, and it states in there how much we're going to save for emergencies. So yesterday we had to buy credit card stands, which hold up the credit card processor. We had to buy certain, there's things that happen. I mean, we've had a leak at our downtown shop. We've had to replace things that break downtown. We had to buy new tools for the downtown store recently. And so you just set aside a set amount of money for emergencies. And so I like to set aside, now again, this is maybe my worldview is different. I like to set aside 5% of gross revenue for emergencies. And I also like to buy more insurance than what I need. All right. So again, I like to set aside 5% for emergencies, and I like to buy more insurance than I need because If I can do that, that sets me up for success. And then I don't feel any drama or any stress. So again, in recap, the question from the Thriver is, while trying to grow, how do you balance paying the business, reinvesting, and paying yourself? So again, step one, determine your break-even point. How many transactions do you need per month to break even? 2, determine the number of transactions that you need to achieve your goal. 3, stay committed to your big goal. Don't drift, man. Stay focused. Keep that on the mirror. Keep that on the computer screen. Keep that on your to-do list. Do not drift. All right. 4, pay yourself per week based upon your performa. Pay yourself per week based upon your performa. So determine one time what you want to pay yourself per transaction. So for cleaning carpets, just say, per carpet, I'm going to pay myself this much per carpet. And then every time that we do another carpet, I'm just going to pay myself this much. And I'm just going to hold to that. Now, once that number gets larger than what you think it needs to be or whatever, you can turn it off. And then that extra money that you just reinvest it into the long-term goal. So again, for OxyFresh, our goal from the, John's goal from the very beginning was to franchise. For Elephant in the Room, our goal is to franchise. And so that's how it works. And then the final step here for you, you want to automate your savings based upon your pro forma. So I would recommend that you would save 5% of your gross revenue for emergencies. And I would buy more insurance than you need, because you're going to have problems that come along the way. My name is Clay Clark. You've been listening to the Thrive Time Show podcast. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to email us your business questions to info@thrivetimeshow.com. And we always want to end this show with a boom, but before we do that, if we have yet to see you at an in-person workshop, the offer we have going right now is this. You just find the Thrive Time Show on iTunes and then subscribe to the podcast. Leave us an objective review. Tell us how we're doing. And email us your contact information to info@thrivetimeshow.com, and we will send you 2 free conference tickets. As always, 3, 2, 1.